So what if Tyson Fury had actually won that fight? Let's get into it. Hello, welcome to Tommy Edson. I hope you're well. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel and hit the notifications bell for all future videos. So Tyson Fury, if he had beaten Alexander Usyk, what would we be saying now? And crucially, actually, what would he be saying and his camp, who've gone, well, remarkably quiet since the defeat, haven't they? Now, some people in certain quarters are saying, no, Tyson Fury had won. He even said himself, no, I thought I won the fight. I did enough. I won the fight. Now, from my point of view, as I said in a previous video, I thought it was a unanimous decision for Usyk. I thought he was a clear winner. Whilst, yes, it was a war, and whilst, yes, it was a close fight and a great fight to watch, I still believe that Usyk won that fight. If, let's say, he had won that fight, what would he be saying, or what would the team be saying? Well, of course, they'd be waxing lyrical about how great Tyson Fury was, right? And, he is the greatest champion of all time, let's say, yada, 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 the whole thing. They'd be very bullish, as they have been in the past. But I'd make this video because, well, nobody's come out from Tyson Fury's camp anymore, as we expected from Tyson Fury himself. Only Frank Warren is coming out. But straight after the fight, Tyson Fury was sort of saying to Usyk, yeah, we'll get that rematch on. We'll get that rematch on. Because, he wants to come back and have this fight to prove, I suppose, everybody wrong. That, look, he can beat Usyk, right? And I said in a previous video, I think, I believe he would have a lot more success in the rematch if he changed his tactics. Other people out there totally disagree. They think it's going to be Usyk win all day long. But the reason why I'm making this video is because a lot of the time I just don't believe anything that comes out of Tyson Fury's mouth, and certainly out of his team and family members as well. They say one thing, then a couple of days later they say something completely different. I've never bought into their whole logic about fighting one guy and not fighting another guy. So, always thought that. But this is my feeling. He wants the rematch against Usyk, right? Or so we're led to believe. He wants that rematch. And yeah, it's going to be a big cash cow, isn't it, for everybody involved? And I definitely want to see it. I'm sure lots of people around the world, in fact, most boxing fans, would want to see that fight again, right? But is he only saying he wants a rematch because he lost? If he won, would all of a sudden he be saying, no, I don't need to do that again. I've already proven my point, which he's kind of done repeatedly over the last few years, especially the last 2 or 3 years. He's come out with this kind of rhetoric, this kind of narrative that, like, I don't have to fight these guys. They're bums, they're dossers, because, I've beaten them, or I've beaten the man who's beaten them. I don't need to fight them. Now, for me, a true champion will take on these, will take on, good contenders, will take on boxers at the top of the game, or not holding up the division because you just don't want to fight these guys. And I'm not saying he's padded his own record or anything like that, but there's a lot of inconsistencies, and not only the way he talks, but also the fights that he's had and the number of fights and the sorts of delays that have gone on, basically because he just didn't want to fight Usyk. Now the fight has happened, Usyk's won, now he wants a rematch. And in many ways, it's the best thing that could ever have happened to this heavyweight division, or certainly to these two fighters. Because if Fury had won, I don't believe we would see a rematch at all. I don't think we would. I think we would just go straight back to that same old rhetoric, that same old thing from Tyson Fury and his team. Say, well, we don't have to fight them because we've already beat them. Why do I have to do that again? I'm just going to beat him up even more. He was only a middleweight. He was never going to. I've been telling you this whole time that I was always going to beat him. And look, I've proved my point. I don't have to do it again. That's, I believe, what we would be hearing right now, or certainly in the next week or so. But no, because he lost, he wants that rematch. And whilst they've gone all quiet, and all the family members have gone all quiet, and yeah, look, they're licking their wounds, and they're finding it hard to digest that he's lost, of course. I get all that. But at the same time, he really only wants this rematch because he lost. And maybe he's got a point to prove, and he's lick his wounds a little bit, which is right, which is fine, which is absolutely a kind of a normal way to react, of course. But I'm just convinced that, in my own mind, I'm just convinced we wouldn't have a rematch if he'd won. So for me, I believe the best man won, the best boxer won on the night. I thought he won it by a unanimous decision, not by a split decision. But I think it's the best thing for heavyweight boxing that Usyk did win, because we get to see it again. And we're not going to be holding up the division. Now, the question is, will it actually take place in October? Will these two guys recover in time? Yes, I believe they would, but would they have enough lead time to put in a decent training camp in? Again, I believe they would. It really depends on delay tactics now from either side. I don't believe Usyk will be delaying anything, but I think there could be delays from the Fury camp. Now, this is all assuming that Usyk doesn't retire, and it's all assuming that Fury doesn't retire and he wants to go for this rematch. Of course, there's lots of ifs and buts here, but I'm so glad that Usyk won, not only because I think he's the better boxer and he is pound for pound now. It's not because of I'm biased towards him or I'm siding towards him. I'm glad he got it, because we get to see it again. This is the best scenario for seeing this fight again, to run it back. If Fury had won, I don't think we would have seen this fight, based upon everything that he's been saying for the last 2 or 3 years of why he should fight or why he shouldn't fight a certain opponent. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. But yes, Tyson Fury and the team, I'm sure, they're feeling pretty sorry for themselves right now. They're going to be dissecting the fight or just trying to not think about it for a few days. But at some point, they're going to get back into it. They're going to have to start thinking about what's happened, how they lost that fight. Were they robbed, or was it a fair decision? And what can they do in the rematch, if indeed they do have one, to rectify that result? For me, Fury has to go in a lot more aggressive from the first round and really stick it on Usyk. I said that in the last video. He needs to stop Usyk at his own game. He needs to stop those tactics, and the only way he does that is to stop the showboating, stop the messing around, just get in there and put it on Usyk and be ultra aggressive, and not plan for a 12-round fight. This is a key thing. You don't plan for a 12-round fight. You plan for a 7, 8, 9-round fight, and that's it. And if you go out on your shield at 9 rounds, 10 rounds, so be it. But I truly believe that the tactics, the hyper-aggressive tactics against Usyk is your best chance against him. Not in going to the full 12 rounds, and certainly not going to a points decision, which he'll win every day of the week. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Is this the greatest result for heavyweight boxing because we get the opportunity to have the rematch? Because if Fury had won, I don't think we'd have the rematch. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell for all future videos, and I will catch you again on another video coming very soon. Bye now.